back. You're watching Overdrive, and it's time now for us to answer all our viewer queries. But the editor of Overdrive magazine joins us now to answer them. Hi, Bert. Our first question comes into us from Rohan Kuryakos. He writes in saying he wants to buy himself a petrol hatch. He's got about 2 months to make that decision. He's heard that the Volkswagen is launching the Polo 1.2 TSI engine in India. Is it true, and is it worth the wait? He also wants to know, is it advisable to get the current 1.2 petrol Polo and get it turbocharged by a tuning company like Red Rooster Racing? Will he face serious reliability issues if he does indeed take that road? What would you advise?
Well, Rohan, we do know that Volkswagen is going to get the 1.2 TSI petrol engine in the Polo very shortly. That's going to happen within about a month or so. But what we can tell you, the benefits of that engine, of course, small capacity engine, but as much power as the 1.6 petrol, which will be phased out in the Polo. But the bigger advantage, of course, is the fuel efficiency, which will be vastly superior to what the 1.6 can offer you. On the other hand, we wouldn't advise you to go in for an aftermarket turbo kit, which, yes, there are several tuning firms in India that can do it for you, but it voids the warranty, of course, and they're not always the most reliable jobs in the market today. So we'd advise you to go in for the factory job, and that's a fairly good car. We expect great performance and, of course, great mileage as well. That makes it a very, very valuable car to have.
And our final question this week comes into us from Vishnu Swaroop. He owned a Ninja 250 for the past 2 years, and he's now looking for a change. He wants to buy a motorcycle between 6 to 7 lakh rupees. He's wondering which he should buy between the Ninja 650R, the KTM Duke 390 and the Ducati 696. Also, is Honda planning to launch its CBR 400? What can you tell him about the bike?
Vishnu, you've owned the Ninja 250 for the last couple of years, so we'd advise you to look at something else apart from the Kawasaki brand, even though the 650R is a fantastic motorcycle. Now, there's something else. The choices that you listed out are the Ducati and the Duke. Let me address the Ducati first. The 696, great motorcycle, but Ducati is facing several issues in India at the moment, especially where present customers are complaining about very long delivery periods. So we would advise you to get into that boat at the moment. That leaves you with the Duke 390. Now, that motorcycle is coming out in the market very shortly. From past experiences, the Duke 200 has been a fantastic product. Our motorcycle of the year as well. Just amazing what that motorcycle is capable of doing. Shumi's been riding it as a long-termer. That's his personal motorcycle, and he's been enjoying every minute on it. So we definitely advise you to look at the Duke 390. With the 6 to 7 lakh rupee budget that you also have, you will have a lot of spare change left over when you buy the 390. So wait for it. It's going to come out in the market shortly. You will enjoy that experience.
With that, it's time for us to wrap up Auto Selector. Remember, keep those questions coming in on Twitter, Facebook, and on our email account. It's helpdesk@overdrive.co.in. It's time now for a market check. The month of March continues to be difficult for the auto industry. Sales are under pressure, and one of the worst hit has been Tata Motors. Here's the managing director of Tata Motors, Carl Slim, speaking with me on what and how they can do to turn the company's fortunes around. Take a look.
It certainly looks like the tough times are continuing for automakers in India. March sales for most companies have been disappointing, whether in the two-wheeler or four-wheeler space. In two-wheelers, the biggest name, Hero MotoCorp, has seen a steady dip in sales over the past 3 months, with total sales in March of 4.68 lakh units, while Bajaj Auto's numbers saw a dip of 10%. Honda continues to grow its share with sales up over 14% year-on-year, while it was another disappointing month for TVS Motors, with sales for March dropping 10%. In the passenger vehicle space, the pain continued for most of the big players. Maruti Suzuki down 5%, Hyundai down 13%, Honda down 8%, and Tata Motors down to a whopping 66% year-on-year. The only big names to buck the downward trend were M&M, that saw sales grow 12.5%, and Toyota Kirloskar Motors, that reported a year-on-year growth of 6% in March. Amidst the general disappointment, 2013 has been an especially bad year for Tata Motors, with both passenger and commercial vehicle sales being hit hard. Managing Director Carl Slim says that a turnaround is very much on the cards as he works to improve brand perception and create a definite product pipeline.
The most recent launches of Safari Storm, the Vista D90 and also the Manza Club Class We've got great reviews in the market, and as now we've seen the feedback from the initial customers, then their quality levels are equal to anybody else in the marketplace. So we've made those changes. It really is up to us to maintain this kind of focus, this kind of central focus on the customer, and not just in the quality of the vehicle, but the customer-centric organisation, so that we can also change perception as well as reality. So definitely a priority that we must not minimise as we go forward.
The big buzz around Tata Motors at the beginning of 2012 surrounded around the new Safari Storm SUV, which finally hit the road in October to disappointing reviews. And even though the company recently launched a new premium variant of the Indica Vista with a 90 horsepower diesel engine, it's been a long time since the car maker came to the market with an all-new product, something that Slim is keen to change.
It's been at least 2 years since we came with a new product to the market. So when I think about our priorities, it's really emphasis is on the product, and not just bringing the next new car, but it's important that we have an ongoing product refreshment cycle that continues to recognise what's required in the market, what excites the customer from product and features, and then making sure we have a long-term delivery, design, engineering and manufacturing plan to support that.
If you like your car to look spick and span every time you drive it, ensure it's clean from the inside too. Make sure to vacuum and sponge the interior of your car to keep it looking clean. Dirt particles are abrasive and spilled liquids like soda can be corrosive. Always use powerful vacuum and appropriate wand head, since bare metal wand can mar and scratch surfaces.
Time for a break, but when we return, all the rallying action from Chennai and a smart new safety initiative from Volvo.